I guess we'll just go live early. Because that's what we do when we're just ready.
Why not?
Yeah. So hopefully this works properly. And I believe it does because we've got... All right. So on our last live stream, we hit the wrong button. That's what happened. So. Cool.
Well, hello.
What's up, everybody? This is the Dylan and Leslie YouTube channel. Or Dylan and Leslie, if you don't know. If you're new here, this is your first time seeing us. I guess a little bit of background. 2 years ago, we sold our house and moved into a Class A motorhome. And we have been on the road for the last 2 years, running an online retail business. And you've been working full time, and a couple of YouTube channels, this one and another one. And we've been in a 38-foot Forest River, Georgetown 360 XL the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Big gas coach. And we've made some changes. Big ones.
Little ones?
Little ones. Made a big change to little. How about that? And moved some things around. So, and I know there's some other people from our other YouTube channel who might be interested or curious about it, because it affects everything. Yeah. So first of all,
we have to change our intro. We can't say that we live in a motorhome anymore.
Yeah. So we bought a 2022 Thor Tolero. Oh, super chat. Hang on. That metric money. Thank you.
How come we can't hear the sound?
Oh, hang on. There it goes. Thank you, Doc. If you need a single humbucker guitar to experiment with, I'll send you one. Email me. Off topic, I know. No worries. Thanks, Doc. I appreciate that. Anyhow, we so we bought a you saw it in the thumbnail. And thanks for the super chat, Doc. We bought this Class B motorhome. It is based on a Ram ProMaster chassis.
Have we ever got a super chat on this channel?
No, we have not. So you might be the first super chat we've ever got. I appreciate it.
I was excited. I was like, wait, I don't think we've got that before.
So we went from 38 feet to 21 feet.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah. So common things when we said that we got the motorhome were...
like reactions?
Yeah.
Okay.
Was like, oh, you must have got rid of the Jeep. You're going to tow that behind your big motorhome. No, we're not, because it weighs 8,500 pounds. So we wouldn't do that. And we don't need 2 motorhomes, really.
Could be fun.
People were saying that we were sick of each other and we each needed to get our own. That came up.
Our own motorhomes?
Yeah. But we actually also, in Georgia, where we started out, well, about 20 minutes from where we started out, we also got a 2-bedroom apartment.
Yes. And yes, we did switch spots because I have to run comments when we do the other live stream.
Yeah.
But here we're just chatting with you.
Yeah.
There's no computer work required.
Yeah, this is a little more chill. So, we have told about a half a dozen people that we have, or maybe about a dozen people or so, that we've gotten a 2-bedroom apartment, and we sold our Class A and bought a Class B. The reactions to that have been also very funny. It's immediately, yeah, I bet Leslie's probably tired of living in a motorhome.
Why's it got to be my fault?
I don't know. That's what I don't get. Because it's not.
No, really, If you want to know the reason, life changes, period.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we have more responsibilities than just what you get to see here on the internet. And we basically are renting an office space with a bedroom.
That's pretty much it.
So we can get some stuff done
Yeah.
and have some amazing internet.
Yeah. So, there's been a couple of contributing factors we're going to talk about. For those of you that are here for the guitar stuff, we're going to talk about that. But also for those of you that are just finding our channel and talking about why would we stop full timing, because I know there's a lot of people worried about that right now. So we'll get into some of that too. So on the guitar side, on the business side of it, we
Yeah.
are.
So start with Windsurf's question because I
What
think
was
it'll
it?
lead right in. They posted it again. With the way you were buying new guitars, I thought you'd have to go bigger rather than smaller.
So yes, so we got a 2-bedroom apartment, which means one of those bedrooms is specifically my office and shop,
And studio.
and studio. It's still small, it's not huge, but it's way bigger than a motorhome. In order for me to get through a week, we were shooting. Of course, we're doing 3 video productions for Dylan Talks Tone a week, and a live stream a couple times a month for the Dylan and Leslie channel. What would have to happen is I would literally have to set all my video stuff up, shoot a video. That's most of the time why it was outside, is because it was easier for me to shoot outside. The problem is you can't shoot everything outside because you have amps and plug in stuff. So I'd literally have to put it all away, stow it all, set up work stuff, and I'd have to wind coils, for example. And then those coils, like last month, we made, I believe, 200 pickups. So if you that's a lot. So let's say I made, like yesterday, for example, I made 30 pickups in one day. Well, in a motorhome, the countertops is only this big and there's only so many places to put stuff. So you would literally have just parts just everywhere. And you know, the couch was occupied by stuff. It was insane. When we first started, we were busy enough to make a living and travel, and it was great. But the business is growing. I mean, we are crazy busy, crazy busy. Um, and so it was getting to the point where it was not manageable. It was manageable. I mean, we could do it, but
We were managing chaos.
it was a lot of chaos, and I did not want the quality of my products to suffer. I didn't want wait times to get longer, because for the last 5 years we've been pretty good about like a 2-week wait time or whatever. So I didn't want it to get much longer than that. It was just getting really, really, really busy. And yeah. So let's talk about and your work too. You've been really busy too. And so for her to be in a meeting, like in a Zoom call, I can't engrave pickups while you're in a Zoom call because that thing is noisy. You know what I mean? Like there was certain things. It wasn't, when we weren't as busy, it was totally manageable. Totally.
We have to address this. Paul McNary said, "Oh wow," and I thought Leslie is pregnant. No,
Oh my
that's how
God.
terrible rumors start. And my children are grown.
Yeah.
There is no babies happening here.
Yeah. Our kids are grown. They're done. We're done with all that.
They're done. They're not
They're
done.
done. So let's talk about the RVing side, because a lot of people want to know. I've seen it in a lot of groups, and I've seen actually there's a video just came out. A big YouTuber made this thing about, are a bunch of people going to stop full-time RVing? And what does that mean? I'll tell you right now that full-time RVing and RVing in general is not stopping. It is insane. You want to talk about that?
I mean, I can't speak for other people, so we can only speak for ourselves.
Right.
I will say it was really frustrating trying to find places to be. I think our lodging expenses went up like 200%
Mm-hmm.
if you could find a place to be. And I don't have time to spend hours trying to find a place to be. And so it was a stress that we didn't need.
Yeah.
Like, why are we putting this much stress on ourselves to do something fun? Like, that feels really weird. Um, so it just, I don't know. I, I follow, I can't say you follow like an easy path, but when there is some resistance, it is time to pause to see, am I headed in the right direction? And we said originally we wanted to do it at least 2 years, and it was just shy of 2 years, and we both had the same crazy idea.
At the
So
same
it
time.
also felt right.
Yeah.
And it was just time to make a change.
Yep. We yeah, so what was happening, um well, I'll just tell you. I'll give you an example. So when we first started, we started this at the very beginning of COVID. We bought our Class A motorhome February 29th of 2020. And literally we're buying it in Tampa, Florida, and we're talking, it's like, there's 6 cases of COVID in Florida. I wonder if this is going to be a thing, you know? And of course, we all know what happened. Um, and as a result of it, the RVing thing like kind of went insane. Like lots of people um, started RVing, and a lot of people started buying coaches. And of course, ours was huge. So with the Jeep on the back of it, it was 60 feet long, um, which means that everything has to be planned. Where you're going to stop for fuel, where you're going to pull over places,
What route you can take.
what
You
route you
can't
can
just do
take.
Google Maps. That might reroute you to some low bridge
Right.
somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah. Or some low capacity bridge or some. Most of the time it was height stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and most of the time it was
And railroad crossings.
railroad crossings that are like this that you would, so that stuff you really had to plan it, and which was fine. And we would stay for a week or two in each destination, because weekly rates are cheaper than daily rates. We figured this all out. We were really actually getting very good at it. But as COVID began to lighten up as far as travel restrictions and stuff, even more people started traveling. And I think the thing that this kind of the straw that broke the camel's back for us is when Canada opened back up and Canadians could come down, and we wanted to go to Florida for the winter, and Florida is full. You cannot go to Florida. It's full. At least with a big coach.
Yeah.
Anything big is booked. It is just plain booked. And the cost of anything that you could find. So when we first started this, I don't know, $225 a week probably American money was pretty average, but it's pushing $300 and $400 a week now. Pretty easy. And so it's, but I don't even know if it was the cost as much as a big problem as it was the availability.
It was definitely the availability.
Availability was the problem.
And you can only search so long until you're just
So
mentally,
bummed out,
physically
yeah.
exhausted, and then like, why am I doing this? So yeah. So Windsurf Maui says, I think rather than a small motorhome, you should buy a Corvette and travel around like Route 66. So a lot of people just see this journey we're on, right? And they're like, oh, you lived in a motorhome, you traveled. Our travels didn't start there.
No.
We've done thousands upon thousands, like tens of thousands of miles, maybe hundreds of thousands of miles road tripping and staying in hotels and doing lots of fun things, which is what made us say, I'd rather have my own bed and bathroom with me. So then we did the whole full-time RV thing, and now we really like that setup. So we just went smaller, and I still have my bed and my bathroom with me. But we can be more stealthy, and we don't have to travel full-time.
Yeah, we're in a Cabela's parking lot right now.
But we will still travel a lot, and we will be able to do our favorite style of travel is like a road trip style where you just literally like, I don't know where I want to go. Let's just get our stuff and go. And you cannot do that in a big motorhome.
No.
You can't be spontaneous. You can't just drive. Like, you have to plan your route and you have to know where you're going to put that big old thing. And it was aggravating.
We're going tomorrow for a couple of days.
And we
And
don't know
we
where.
don't know where. We literally have not decided. We'll be married 9 years next month. And from the day we got married, like the month we got married, we've always done this. There would be times when we had our house that we would literally pull out of the driveway, be at the end of the road, and like, which way do you want to go?
Yeah.
And have zero plan and just go. And like Windsurf Maui says, like, just get in the car and just go. It's kind of funny. My dad just bought a Corvette and he just was doing that whole thing. That's the kind of thing that we want to do. I will say, if I can help it, I'll never stay in a hotel again because we love our motorhome.
Thanks for the super chat, Paul. He said he was being sarcastic.
For me using dark sarcasm. Dude, you're awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Um,
That's how rumors get started, though, Paul. I don't want somebody to read that and be like, wait, what?
The funnest part about having the van is it's 21 feet long. It fits in a normal parking space. It gets 15 miles to the gallon instead of 6. It's 100% self-contained. Lithium batteries, solar panel, no generator. It actually has there's an extra generator on the engine, so everywhere you drive, it just charges the batteries back up, and you can stay for a couple days on batteries. Pretty sweet, and you just drive to the next place. For example, this weekend's trip, we don't know where we're going, but we're not making any reservations because we don't know where we're going. But we don't have to make any reservations because we're so small that we can basically go anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it doesn't matter what exit we get off to grab some French fries. It doesn't matter where we get gas. Oh my God, that is the biggest thing.
Mm-hmm.
100% freedom. And where it works in with the business is, this is why we wanted to try to live stream from the van. I have a vision for as we travel, because we're still going to travel a lot.
And we still want to go to all the cool places we want to go.
Of doing podcasts from here, and live streams like this with people that we meet along the way. I mean, we've been doing live streaming from the road longer than Steve-O's been doing his podcast from his van. So, I mean, we've been doing this a while, and a couple years, and I want to keep doing it. We have to be in Colorado for the whole month of May. We just booked plans to go from Colorado straight to the NAMM show in Anaheim
in June.
So we will be on the road a large percentage of the time still. One of the reasons we got the apartment instead of renting a house, because you might think that doesn't make sense, but I didn't want to buy a house because I don't want the responsibility. I mean, I don't even want a goldfish because I don't want the responsibility.
Low commitment.
Yes. The apartment thing is you can shut everything off and leave and don't have to worry about it. Nobody knows you're gone. You don't have to mow anything. You don't have to have any check on it. And we can just go. So you're going to see a lot of travel stuff still on this channel, just a completely different dimension of it. It's hard for us to even get used to.
Mentally, I'm not ready. Like, I haven't wrapped my head around it. We weren't slamming Canadians, by the way. We were, I'm glad they're getting to travel, but I didn't anticipate the timing of all of that.
My family's all Canadian.
Definitely a lack of preparation on our part, but we've never had to prepare like that. It has changed the game. Also, Rick Bonneville, I saw your question earlier. He was like, what's up with hats? Do you have hats on your website now? Did we ever sort all that out?
Yeah, I do, but I designed one and I didn't like it, and
Oh, that's right.
And we haven't had time.
So we're still working on it.
So our time frame on this, just so everybody understands, this is why it's been so insane. A week ago, this Saturday will be 2 weeks since I think actually 2 weeks ago today, 2 weeks ago today, I think we decided to do this, to get an apartment. We're still living in our motorhome. We'd been talking about it. We've been bouncing ideas off. And it was literally one of those things. She's like, I can't find any place to stay. And I was like, you know what? This is just enough of this. I think it was 2 weeks ago today, we decided, let's go find an apartment. 2 weeks ago, this coming Saturday, we went shopping for an apartment. We got it the following Wednesday. Last Thursday, that's why there was no live stream. Last Wednesday, I bought this motorhome. Online, well, not online, but I have a dealer that I work with and blah, blah, blah. Anyways, and he's like, can you get it down here this weekend? So last Wednesday, we moved into a new apartment. We bought a motorhome. We moved out of our old motorhome on Thursday, and we were just completely exhausted. You cannot imagine how much stuff you can pack into a motorhome. It's ridiculous. Let's just say
we were well equipped in our new apartment.
We've been living in a motorhome for 2 years, and we filled up an apartment.
Crazy.
It's crazy. Also, I think last Tuesday we also bought furniture.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just been a whirlwind of
for
things.
sure. Because we didn't want to get, I don't want to say stuck with that motorhome, but we jumped on like looking and talking to somebody because last time it's like closing on a house when you buy a motorhome. Like sometimes it's a 30-day close window. Like no kidding, it's like buying a house. So we expected the same thing. We did not expect to like, oh, this is great. We'll hold this one for you. Be here in 2 days. And it was 7.5 hours away. And we were like, wait, what? We're going to be done on this day? Yeah. And they were like, yeah, bring it. And
we literally went from putting a deposit down on it to owning it in like 48 hours.
Yeah.
And what's crazy about all that is, and here's the thing, is we knew we had our RV spot until January 3rd. And I did not want to get stuck in a spot where we had a new apartment and nowhere to put my motorhome, and then I would have to go get storage.
So we thought we were giving ourselves 2 to 3 weeks.
We kind of started looking and everything, and she's like, well, actually, this one just came in. We haven't even put it on the website yet, blah, blah, blah. So and it was just like, bam. I mean, next thing you know, and she's like, can you put a deposit on it today? And I was like, I can. And then the finance manager calls me and says, how about a Saturday delivery? Literally, this was Wednesday. It was Wednesday. He's like, how about a Saturday delivery? I'm like, holy crap. And I told her, you just so happen to have the day off.
I happened to have Thursday off, so we did as much as we could that day. And then, of course, Friday, you were left to your own devices to, like, clean the inside and out. I had to wash the whole thing
and clean it all out. And, and then we got up at 5 in the morning on Saturday and drove to Tampa and took delivery
on the busiest travel day of the year, apparently.
Lots of traffic.
It was.
Picked us up at 2 o'clock on Saturday and drove it home Sunday. And so, so it's awesome though. We're going to do more videos about it. Obviously, you've probably seen videos about this stuff on the internet.
Some more questions while we're.
Yeah, sure.
So Jeffrey Egan said, so with the smaller coach, there's less requirements for a space to park.
Yes.
Yeah. So we need less amps. We literally need a smaller space. So there are, like, I could be in a big space, right? I could fit anywhere. But like with a big coach, you're very limited. They might only have 5 big spots. It's not as common as you think. And especially state parks, county parks, Army Corps, those things are meant. So now we can even fit in somewhere like somebody might tent camp. They don't usually cross over, but a smaller space definitely affords more opportunities. And we are like literally in a normal parking space right now. Like we can fit anywhere.
We can drive it to dinner. Like it's no big deal.
Windsurf Maui. So do you still tow the Jeep or does the smaller van do double duty? Double duty.
Yeah, double duty. We don't So the Jeep is gonna be out in a few weeks too. I'm actually car shopping because I don't really care about that Jeep that much. It was fun and it was
Served a
great. It was
purpose.
served a purpose, but I'm not a Jeep guy, man. Like I'm not a Jeep Wave guy. None of that stuff. Where it's gonna go away because of mileage. Because I think we can get a much more fuel efficient car for running around town and stuff, and cheaper. So our focus is we got this to travel, and so we're trying to sort of simplify any other encumbrances of that to be able to run the business and travel.
Yep.
That's the plan.
Doc said, is it off Fiat under the hood?
So it's the Chrysler Pentastar engine. So it's this, but it's Fiat. Yes, it is this is a Fiat Ducato, basically. It's a Ram ProMaster, but it's a Fiat Ducato. Yeah.
Jason Albert said, the only problem with the Pro Masters is that they can get squirrely with the front wheel. That's the only complaint I've heard.
This thing drives like a car.
Yep.
You can be going 80 miles an hour on the freeway, and it is literally solid. So good. I mean, so good. That's the other thing. She can drive it. She never drove the big one. Not because she couldn't, she just didn't want to, like, because it's a stressful thing to do. You have everything you own and you're 24,000 pounds, and every time you go anywhere, a Class A motorhome feels like it's a cardboard box that could disintegrate if you hit a deer. Like, to me, that's the way I always felt driving it. I never really felt super safe in it.
He never said these things when we had it, by the way.
But
he was always assuring me we were safe.
Because I was trying to be safe. But this is great. This thing is amazing. I love it.
Windsurf Maui, will you still make pickups while on the road?
Probably not.
How many guitars can you fit in the new rig?
We're probably going to have to figure out how to put one in here for longer trips.
Okay. Rick Bonneville, after Summer NAMM, up to North Dakota, another 60 miles north, and come up for a visit. Does that mean he's in Canada?
He is in Canada. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder, I mean, Canada's huge. I imagine north of North Dakota, is that where Tamara and
it is
all them are?
Mm-hmm.
I have friends there. Mark Hott, are you going to buy a trailer and pull behind your motorhome for extra storage when you're going on a trip? Probably not.
Probably not. We're looking into some options.
Doug Santaniello, my Dodge Ram has the Fiat diesel and I love it. This is still gas?
This is still gas, yeah.
Charles Wallace says, I'm not a fan of the Pentastar engine. Just a personal note.
Me either, but I don't care. It drives fine, and it's got plenty of power. The transmission is amazing, and the gearing is really good. Because I have the same engine in my Jeep, and I hate it in my Jeep. But this is great. Like, that motor makes me want to get rid of that Jeep, and the fact that it's like a pile of plastic and screws. I do not like my Jeep, really. But this thing is another level. It's great. It's great. And it's, I don't know. I'm really happy with it. Really happy with it. The suspension is good. It handles the weight just fine. It's a lot lighter.
Winnipeg.
Yep.
Thanks, Rick.
Yeah, no, I love this thing. Do you have a recording studio at the new apartment? We are working on that right now. Recording studio is probably a little more generous. I want to make sure that it's set up properly for a really nice live stream, that we do some podcasting probably, that we be able to shoot good videos and have good audio quality for our YouTube videos. I don't know that I would go so far as a studio, but we will be able to multi-track and do some stuff. Yep.
I think Doc just likes to torture you.
Dude, I will tell you, Buying a car right now is difficult. I have I have been looking. There's nothing. I have been searching and searching and searching. I came this close to buying an STI WRX the other day, but it was just not as practical. I really, at this point, really miss my Golf wagon, but they don't make them anymore. So yeah, I
Yeah,
don't know what we're gonna do. We're looking at maybe a Subaru Crosstrek, um, possibly, or I don't know. I don't.
we don't know.
We don't know. I don't
Doug
care.
Santaniello said, "So did you get an apartment already?"
Yes,
Yes. Jeffrey Egan, is it tall enough to worry about crosswinds? I mean, it's still a box. I drove it in some pretty windy on the way
it
home,
moves around
and
a
you
little.
can feel it, but it's nothing like the motorhome. And I feel like it's not even as bad as the Jeep can be with the way it catches wind. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like this is more aerodynamic than the Jeep, as strange as that sounds. So yeah,
Yeah.
it is tall, but it's not top heavy. I don't think.
No, it's not near.
Yeah,
Not as much as you would think.
it
And
doesn't
we've got
really
a
sway.
no. There's no sway. There's no
Yeah.
big body roll. It doesn't wander around.
Doc said it took him 6 months to find that golf. Yeah, I believe that.
Dude, it's crazy.
Blissful ignorance. The 2022 Ford Maverick Hybrid at 20,000 and gets 40 mpg. Hmm, that's interesting.
I forgot about that one.
You said you looked at all manufacturers.
I did, but I think that thing's kind of stupid looking, so I didn't really look at it. But we
I
should go
mean,
look at
so
it.
is a wagon.
True.
Thanks,
Yeah.
blissful ignorance.
Thanks for pointing that
Apparently, you
out.
know things. You're not just ignorant. I like that
Yeah,
name, though.
it
No
is good.
Maverick anywhere around here. Yeah, you can't find anything is probably the problem, too.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
Um, cool. Anything else you wanted to say?
Not really, but that's just the huge life update at
Yeah.
Dylan and Leslie and
So it
Dylan
was
Talks
worth a
Tone.
live stream. It is, we should do more. We want to do more differently so that we can have more to talk about
Well, and
also.
there's certain things, right? Like now at home, we can like have a camera on a tripod ready and like go in there and hit a
Yeah.
button and go. Like before, it was like constructs every time you did so. Like you tear this down, put that back up, tear this down, put that back up. Like, and now it's yes, we will be able to do more because it's and we got gigabit internet, like properly fast internet, which that's coming Monday. Right now we're still hotspotting, but so anyway, there's our update. Thanks for hanging out, everybody.
Huge.
It's a big deal.
But,
We are still adjusting. Our brains are.
and if you want a sneak peek at the new space that Dylan has, make sure you're on his Patreon
Yeah,
for Dylan Talks Tone.
for Dylan Talks
Because
Tone.
that's coming Sunday.
Yep, Sunday we're gonna do our first live hangout from there, and I'm gonna show y'all around and what my plans for it are that may not even be implemented by then. Like I've got some good plans. I've already bought lighting, and I've already bought. I've put some time into it already. Super cool stuff, adjustable desks, and I mean, we've done some neat stuff. So I think you'll dig it, and I think it's going to make for good content. So I'm pretty
Awesome.
stoked. Yeah, and now everybody knows why I'm like, I want to buy another guitar
Because he can.
because I can
Even though the closet's already full.
of guitars. Yeah, it's true. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. This has been fun, and we will see you next time.